How should Christians handle conflict? Conflict is a part of life, even in the church. Wherever people serve together, there will be differences, misunderstandings, frustrations. The problem is not conflict. The problem is how we handle it. Jesus gave us a clear instruction in Matthew 18:15. If your brother or sister has something against you, go and point it out just between the two of you. That means go to the person, not about the person, not around the person, not after talking to others. When we don't follow these, problems grow, confusion increases, relationships are damaged. But when we do, clarity improves, trust is strengthened, unity is protected. At Heights SDA Church, we are choosing to follow a simple process. Speak directly, speak respectfully, communicate clearly, if needed, involve pastoral leadership. Because unity is not automatic, it must be protected. Hello, church, and happy Sabbath. We will continue with our series of presentations on conflict resolution. Today, we're going to be talking about the bystander. That is going to be the subject for today. I just want to say that if you're interested, all of these presentations are in our YouTube channel. There's a playlist with every single one of these presentations. We will continue to address these subjects. The bystander, when good people do nothing. Our biblical foundation for today is found in James 4:17. If anyone then knows the good they ought to do and doesn't do it, it is sin. Knowing what is right but failing to act carries responsibility. The next one we're going to find in Proverbs 24:11-12. Rescue those being led away to death. Hold back those staggering towards slaughter. God calls his people to intervene, not merely to observe. The next one is Luke 10:30-37. Is the Good Samaritan. We're familiar with this story, okay? The priest and Levite were not guilty of causing harm. They were guilty of doing nothing. Galatians 6:2, carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. Christ calls us to engage, not to withdraw. The main objectives are to help the church recognize passive participation, understand the cost of silence, learn when and how to intervene, and become protectors of church health. Doing nothing can allow unhealthy behavior to continue. And that's why we need to address these very particularly. Throughout this series, we've looked at people who create problems, such as the critic, the disruptor, the bully, the dividers, the influencers. But today we look at a different person. The bystander is usually not the one causing the problem. The bystander is the one watching the problem. The bystander often says, "It's none of my business. I don't want to get involved. Someone else will handle it." Yet many unhealthy situations continue because good people remain silent. The absence of action can sometimes be as damaging as the wrong action itself. What is a bystander? A bystander is someone who sees the problem, recognizes the issue, understands what should happen, but chooses not to act. The bystander doesn't redirect gossip when gossip comes to him or to her. He doesn't redirect, doesn't address division. If division is happening, takes no action, doesn't challenge unhealthy behavior when it's happening around them, doesn't support accountability either. Instead, they just observe. The bystander often believes neutrality is harmless, but neutrality often protects the problem. Which one am I? Let's ask ourselves these questions. Have I listened to gossip without redirecting it? Have I watched unhealthy behavior and remained silent? Have I avoided speaking up because it felt uncomfortable? Have I expected someone else to address the issue? Have I protected my comfort instead of protecting the church? Am I part of the solution or just watching the problem? Let's look at common patterns of a bystander. Watching gossip. The bystander hears gossip and thinks, "I didn't say it," but receives it anyway. Avoiding responsibility. The bystander says, "That's leadership's job. Someone else will handle it." Meanwhile, the problem continues to grow. Protecting comfort. The bystander fears conflict, disapproval, difficult conversations. Comfort becomes more important than responsibility even. Remaining silent around a bully. The bystander watches pressure, manipulation, control, but says nothing. The bully gains strength because no one responds. I want to draw an important connection between the bystander and day 4 when we spoke about the avoider. Remember what we learned. Avoidance allows harmful behavior to continue. The bystander allows that harm to spread as well. Looking away from division is another characteristic. The bystander sees camps forming, cliques developing, relationships breaking, yet it chooses involvement with neither truth or reconciliation. What is the impact that this presents upon the church? When bystanders remain silent, gossip spreads, bullies gain power, dividers create camps, disruptors gain influence, relationships suffer. Most unhealthy behavior survives because people tolerate it. So the invitation throughout all these presentations is that we learn how to handle behavior, we learn how to participate, we learn how to address behaviors so that it will not be tolerated. A bully might start the problem, a disruptor might spread the problem, but bystanders often allow the problem to continue. We cannot just stand by any longer. Let's look at the connections to previous behaviors now. The bystander becomes the silent partner of every unhealthy pattern. Notice these. With gossip, the bystander receives it and allows it to spread. With the critic, the bystander listens to the criticisms without addressing the person criticizing. With the disruptor, the bystander follows the disruptor. With the bully, the bystander yields or observes how the bully bullies others and allows the situation to continue. With the divider, the bystander chooses a side or remains silent. With the influencer, the bystander accepts hidden influence as it's happening. Every unhealthy behavior needs an audience. The bystander often becomes that audience. What should I do? Well, number 1, if you think that this is an issue you are being part of, accept responsibility. Ask, what is my responsibility in this situation? Redirect harmful conversations. Say, have you spoken to the person? Let's follow the process accordingly. Speak up respectfully. Truth spoken respectfully protects people. Support accountability. Do not allow harmful patterns to continue unchecked. Protect others. Remember, your silence might affect someone else. If nobody speaks, it will continue to happen. Important principles. When a bully is not confronted, the next person might suffer. That's why we cannot just stand by. Silence does not stop unhealthy behavior, it often protects it. What about handling a bystander? Now, this is not to self-reflect, but what if you're dealing with someone who's a bystander? Encourage responsibility by asking, what do you think should happen? How can you help address these? You're inviting the person to be involved now. Remind them of their influence. Every member affects church culture. We talked about these. The influencer is negatively using his influence, but everybody has influence that they can utilize positively. The bystander needs to move to use his or her influence positively. Help them take small steps. Not everyone needs to lead. Everyone can redirect. Everyone can encourage. Everyone can support truth. Whatever little we can do, we should be doing. Make action practical. Examples, redirect gossip. When somebody comes with gossip, redirect. Hey, listen, you should talk to the person directly. Why am I listening to these? Support reconciliation. You should go talk to them and make up. Encourage direct communication. Go talk directly. Speak up when necessary. Say something when you are ought to say it. Model healthy engagement. By giving example, we can help others to do the same. People learn responsibilities from responsibilities. We are not responsible for everything, but we are responsible for what God places before us. I want to do a final comparison here between the avoider and the bystander, because they seem similar. The basic difference between them is that the avoider is not dealing with issues that are directly involving him. The bystander is not dealing with issues that are happening around them. It might not be their issues, but they're seeing them take place. So there is the perspective there, okay? So what we study in day 4 is someone who's having issues, dealing with issues, and is avoiding dealing with them. The bystander is someone who's observing, but yet not wanting to get involved. The avoider protects personal comfort versus the bystander protects public comfort. The avoider says, I don't want to deal with it because it's a personal issue. The bystander says, it's not my business, it's somebody else's. The behavior is the avoider looks at it as my unresolved problem, but the bystander looks at it as someone else's unresolved problem. The bystander might not create the problem, but often determines whether the problem survives or not. Let's do a final self-check here. Ask yourselves, am I watching or engaging? Am I protecting comfort or protecting people? Am I redirecting harmful behavior? Have I remained silent when I should have spoken? Let us now make a church commitment. As a church, we need to choose. We choose responsibility over passivity. We choose courage over comfort, accountability over avoidance. We choose protection over silence. We choose truth over indifference. Finally, as I end this presentation, a healthy church is not built by a few courageous people. It is built when ordinary members choose not to stand by and watch, but to lovingly protect the unity, health, and mission of Christ's church. So it is my invitation that as we continue this journey, we will take notes, that we will self-reflect and think about what God is calling us to do as a church in order for us to be the united church that He wants us to be. May the Lord bless you. Have a wonderful Sabbath.